we both are generally. But here we go into game number 1. And yeah, some interesting heroes we get to see. Well, all right, let's just talk quickly. Morphling picked, which we've seen a million versions of this in the past, but this tournament, not as much. But Underlord for the NAVI side.
Yeah.
Love this hero.
Yeah, Fly called it. He thought it was going to be a good pick with the Ursa ban, and he got exactly what he wanted. So, yeah, I think a lot of the things they were talking about has me slightly concerned for Nigma Galaxy as well. This Morphling versus Underlord matchup should be pretty good for Underlord in lane. You're going to buy Pipe against Puck and Hoodwink, which is going to significantly mitigate damage. And an X factor of Underlord, of course, when picked against IO is you can match relocate. So when he relocates, you can throw down a Fiend's Gate and actually bring sometimes comparable numbers, which is one of the big X factors that IO has as a hero, is outnumbering situations. And Underlord being able to neutralize that, just having the threat is actually powerful enough sometimes for IO not to be able to make the play, knowing that Underlord could come in, as Nico will take a little bit of harassment. He'll be okay.
Yeah, I actually want to talk about the IO a bit, because there was some criticism from the panel, and I feel like this is potentially a strength or a major weakness for NGX, and the fact that they're picking these heroes that maybe they don't necessarily make sense for the game, at least from our perspective, but they just like the heroes. Like we've seen Caudle being first pick, for example, even when it wasn't against the Marcy, which we thought initially that was the main reason for it. Now we're seeing the IO with, I mean, it's not like IO Morphling, we've seen it before, but in the grand scheme of things, do you think this is a powerful IO?
I think it's probably the best IO player in the world playing it.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's been, if nothing else for me, it's been cool in this tournament to see GH return to former, trademark heroes. He's played Caudle, he's played IO, and not only has he done it this tournament, like you said, nobody else is doing it. So they really believe in their individuals and their, specialties as players. I think that's cool to see, but, you want to see the results with it. I will put the asterisk on that, and I feel like GH's performances on Caudle, and we'll see about the IO here, has not been the reason they lost. Like, I don't think the Caudle picks were a problem. I think GH's itemization and overall play has been completely solid, and I think they've got what they wanted out of the heroes. It's more of a team cohesion and late-game decision-making thing that has cost Nigma Galaxy a lot of their games. So, with that said, if, like Fear was talking about, if you're trying to play this one for late with Morph and Puck, my biggest concern is I think Nigma Galaxy's worst phase is late game. So you really want to, if you can crack the code for Nigma Galaxy on how to stabilize and not throw away leads, this team is going top 8. I think it's the biggest Achilles heel is themselves. And maybe IO is that hero. Maybe Koro has been looking at it and thinking, all right, if we get this burst heal, if we get this mobility on the map, that is going to solve the problems that we have. I mean, we'll see if it's true or not, but it definitely is a bit of a curveball here.
Yep, only time will tell. And yeah, like we said, this is Elimination Series. Both teams 1 and 3, and we've cast series for NGX, and it felt like they definitely had opportunities to win.
Yeah. They
were playing at a very high level. It's just kind of like the panel is echoing, just inconsistent.
Yep.
And you and I have yet to cast this Navi squad. I haven't gotten to say got the juice a single time until this moment, so crowning achievement for me. He is playing the TA.
He was your most anticipated player to cast all year.
Yes, all year.
And for a lot of people, it's because, oh, wow, he's like ranked 2 on the leaderboard. He's a super promising up-and-coming character. For you, he's got funny name.
Yes,
and
of course.
That is how people are different. There's levels to this stuff, and you like what you like, we like what we like.
You say we. Is this the AI?
Well, yes, the hive mind.
Okay.
As we say that, though, we were having a great time in the green room last night, yelling "got the juice." So I think I was a part of that too. So I'm not innocent here either.
Okay, good. You're learning the memes.
A godly name, to be sure, and a name that I'm sure if he makes the main stage, the fans will love to cheer this juice. It's got a good ring to it. Let's hope he makes the main stage.
Got some good sponsorships potentially in the future as well for that, I suppose. But yeah, so far. In terms of the lineups, Noob, we've seen him play a lot of these tanky offlaners before. He's been kind of inconsistent as well. I feel like he might be the key to NGX. If he can get off to a decent start, feels like he has huge impact on the game.
I think that's a fair criticism, actually. He might be, if not the most, then at least one of the most polarizing players in this tournament. Not in terms of like attitude or, experience from pubs or whatnot. It's just himself. Like, his performance in one game can be great, and then you just flip a switch for the next game and it just doesn't quite work out. I will say overall in terms of performance, I think Primal Beast is, in my opinion, one of his 3 best heroes, so that's a good start. You're definitely getting your players onto comfort. I think Primal Beast and Doom have been, yeah, if I had to pick 2, I would do those. The third one I'm less sure about, but as you can see here, the hero doesn't necessarily done all too well in the tournament in general, but he's off to a good start in lane. 18-6.
Yeah, well, the one game we cast was pretty rough against the Clockwork, so don't have to worry about that at the very least.
That's right. The distribution here, I wonder if he's been played almost exclusively mid, because I think Nigma Galaxy might be the only team to run Primal as an offlaner. It's obviously, it's hard to keep up. There's so many games. It's hard for us to keep track of everything, but you and I have only seen it as a mid, I believe.
Yeah.
So, yeah, see if that works out better for him. The role. I find when Primal is played as a mid, there's a lot of pressure on the hero to snowball the game. I think in the offlane, it's a little bit more forgiving.
Sumail in the mid lane, 17-3 in CS versus the 20-7 of Niku, so neither are even leading the charts for the game. It's been very hotly contested so far.
Maybe Sumail a little bit intimidated by the fact that Niku is the age that Sumail was when he peaked. At 16 years old here. It's funny to see this development. You feel like Sumail is old because he's been around for so long. He's like
still so young.
Well, he's like 26 now or something.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Funny. Just disgusting.
That's what happens when you win TI when you're... He was 16, right? He was 15 at DAC and 16 at TI, I think?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, when he got that first and only ages of his.
Niku gets the Jingu stack. Doesn't have Boundless up, but we'll be able to heal up a decent amount on the creep wave now. As top lane, Noob with the onslaught and the trample, got the juice, goes down, and Irides looks like he'll be able to get out, but that's the big kill for the NGX side, not only for the hero, but also the fact that it is first blood.
There's something I know about juice boxes, Shannon. It's if you stomp on them, they splat.
That's true. But usually they have some AoE effect damaging you.
Yeah.
Not the case this time.
I don't know what kind of juice you drink, but I really think that's the case for me.
Okay. It's just an American thing, I guess.
It's just so acidic that it starts burning your leg.
Yeah, we do like our chemicals, can we say.
Can't argue with that. All right, 10 seconds until the 6-minute rune. Very important rune this game. Sumail has empty bottle here. Niku, obviously playing as Monkey King, will not buy one. But you can tell that the supports are hovering. And unfortunately for Sumail, we'll lose that 50-50. The top rune was being covered by Omar, but I'll be getting it.
And Noob taking some nice neutral action into his exit, as Riddies can only look on.
I really like Riddy's camera shot here with that hoodie on. It's nice.
Oh, yeah. Looks like a Sith Lord.
Yeah, a little bit villain-like.
Should get that on...
Speaking of villain, this is the direct opposite of a villain. GH, of course.
He's an angel.
Probably could not play a villain if you told him to. That would be a good content piece, getting GH to be a dick. Actually be really good.
Little do we all know, he's a real pile.
Happy to help, Slacks. I'm here all day.
That the heroes he plays are also very... I mean, he played Caudle and Io, right? Very light.
Yeah, but the hero he got famous for and discovered for was actually Magnus. GH was a beast on mid. All right, Ghost getting some pressure into that Underlord, but yeah, PMA just doesn't really seem to care very much about Morphling's attacks in this lane. So they're both just farming, but as Fly was pointing out, this is a great lane for Underlord. He's going to be farming well, and currently top of the charts, sitting at 50 CS minutes 7 is very unusual for an offlaner to have this much farm. It's just completely free. Io is never going to pressure you, and Morphling likewise. So curious to see how PMA is going to go about this. He'll go for the Soul Ring first, which is completely standard, but is it going to be that Pipe Rush? Are we considering an Atos here?
Niku, he's stunned up, gets the Boundless Strike off. Zayats is there to assist, gets the Hex. Looks like that's going to break things up, so NGX not able to find their prize. Going fishing was Sumail, but no fishies to be found. 8-minute power rune coming up. I think NGX are in pretty good position to pick this one up, though.
Yeah, this time they're covering it even harder. Oh, Zayats is kind of sticking around here, but yeah, got to concede both runes here, so this time Sumail will get one. And again, he's on the wrong side. Yep. Very unfortunate, man. 25% chance of that.
Yeah. And it's an illusion rune. Not the best, but he'll take what he can get at this point.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So Morphlings these days, how fast do they want to fight on a typical day in Dota?
Generally, you kind of want to farm until your second item, right? Like often you see Morphlings go Vlads into Manta, and then you're kind of interested in participating in the video game. He has queued up the Vlads. It does get a bit different with IO though, because you have this ability to show up for low commitment types of plays and then return to farming. So perhaps they're going to bring him into some coils. But yeah, it's largely contingent on what GH wants to do. Ghost definitely does not want to take the initiative.
Yeah, at this stage, it feels like Noob is not even laning anymore. He's second in net worth of the game. He's been in the jungle for the most part, but it means a free game for the TA at the same point.
Yeah, playing the classic Axe style here with Primal Beast. You just cut between the towers, grab the wave, and bring it into neutral camps and farm both at the same time.
Reddy's has to self-decrepify. Want to go for a little cheeky Nether Blast on the tower. It looks like it's going to cost him his life, though, as Ghost should be able to bring him down. Like you said, Vlad's is next, and yeah. Looks like they're finally going to try to do something against Noob. Gets off the onslaught, so he's going to miss a lot of the creeps now. Going to be denied, in fact.
It's going to cost them the mid tower.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal. Sumail level 7 now.
I actually think this is to be honest, to put it bluntly, I think it's unacceptable to lose this tower at 9:30 like this. I feel like Navi cannot give IO this much space on the map.
How many neutrals has he killed this game?
It's just, they literally just took it with IO Puck sitting there hitting the tower, right? Like, I feel like this was maybe a moment that PMA should have just TP'd or gated mid and just stood there as a wall with Firestorm and held this tower. Like, if you think of how IO and Puck both, as a matter of fact, play the map, opening up early towers, in particular mid and of course the enemy safe lane tower, makes a massive difference for their ability to find plays. So for me, that's a little bit of a miss there for Navi. Considering how well they're farming, they could have sacrificed a tiny bit to hold that on the Underlords. I have to question that. See who will pick up the slack here in mid now. Now it's also a little bit awkward, right? Now Zayats wants to sit there and get level 6, but he doesn't have the protection of the tower anymore for people to TP to, so he's very timid. And it's going to cost him.
Yep, Zayat's picked off here. Sharpshooter coming for him, but the heal's coming at the same time. Zayats is not going to stop that as well as Niku jumps in, trying to force the issue onto GH. Zayats does eventually drop the GH. Gonna get rooted. Tether already applied to Sumail, and the coil is gonna dissuade the rest of Navi from coming, but the Boundless Strike does get GH in the end. And here comes Noob with a good old-fashioned trample right on top of Riddies. Pulverized to follow. You would think this will be an eventual kill. Indeed it is with the Illusory Orb from Sumail. So what started out as looking like an easy pickoff ends up being basically a full team fight.
And a good one at that for Nigma Galaxy. Morph not involved, just farming. So is TA, of course, but overall they do get the better numbers exchange. In the carry-to-carry matchup, TA will be ahead by a little bit more than a level on the Morph. It's pretty standard when you play Morph or any hero with IO, you are getting a bit more experience on that support, and of course that comes to the expense of the core, but in addition to that, TA has also been alone for a while.
At the pit into the shackle, but the attribute shift was already activated. They're still doing a ton of damage through all of this as Ghost gets off the waveform, attempted TP, and he is fine. Oh my god. Whew. That was as close as it gets.
Yep. Even if this does not lead to a kill, it is the right move for Navi. This is going to open up bot tower. Whenever you're playing Pugna support, you want to get those tier 1s nice and early, leveraging the strength of Nether Blast. At this point in modern Dota, the best pushing support, because people don't really play Chen in the same fashion that they used to. Enchantress also doesn't really do it as much. And whenever we see Leshrac, well, they take the other facet. So Pugna, the new king in town as far as that goes. And he has a fast, I say fast, it's a decently timed level 7 here for Riddies, so 4 points in the blast, and they're gonna go for a move, smoking up. Maybe trying to connect up top and try to find this Primal Beast once more.
That might be a gate play. They have the Dark Rift, of course, at the ready. As Noob taking decent amount of damage from Got the Juice at half HP.
Radiant are scanning.
As the rest of Got the Juice's teammates are arriving, but unfortunately for them, it looks like he's scared off the Primal Beast.
They might just want to brute force top tier 1 and then take the 14-minute Wisdom. I really like this play if they have pre-planned it by the full minute, because when you have Shaman and Pugna, you know you're getting this. So
that's true.
This is a nice timing to do it, but at the same time, how do you cover your own one bot? You could TP, or well, Underlord already went back through the gate, so if he just stays here, he can cover his own Wisdom, and if the fight breaks out at the left one, he can gate over there.
Sumail runs right into the Pugna. It's going to be a lot of damage to Riddies.
Nice
Gets sniped by Omar. Very nicely done, and here the snap. That is going to be the death of Zayats as well. So both supports from Navi taken out pretty swiftly.
Oh, this could be more.
Hit. Got the Juice in a bit of peril. TP's coming to his support as Noob try to apply some pressures. Niku shows up as a treat, and that's going to force the rest of NGX on the retreat. And Niku continue with the right click. Shigu Sex almost up. PMA shows up as well. Doesn't have too much at his disposal right now as there's the bushwhack. There's a lot of damage going to be applied to the Monkey King now, and the Pulverize to follow. Can't get off the balance strike. Niku drops to the deck as Sumail gets credit for that one. Noob, is he actually going to survive through this? Might be the case. Gets a big trample, but the heals coming up from the Pugna as TA continue to take damage from Sumail. Gets off the waning rip, but it's not enough quite yet. GH continuing the pressure, but still the snipe does hit the Pugna instead of the TA as PMA gonna get gone on out by Sumail and GH. Riddies extremely low. The Firestorm just clips him. It looks like he's gonna heal through it. So all of that, was it only one kill? Okay, never mind. That's right, they died at the beginning.
GH is so good at IO, man. It's like, it's the little things. If you just watch how he constantly repositions and navigates the fight with his hero, he barely took damage in that entire exchange. Just really a masterclass in how to play this hero. Of course, he is bronze tier on IO. I guess he's Dota Plus inspired.
Can't afford it, I guess.
He is.
TI winners these days, huh?
It's always, honestly, one of my favorite things in Pro Dota is watching hero specialists play their heroes when they're not meta. Because it goes to show just how good you are if other teams are not running stuff and you can still make it look good, right?
It's true.
And there's the early mech here, 15 minutes coming out, so much more burst heal coming the way. And on the side of Na'Vi, you're not buying Vessel.
Oh, Pit of Malice. They got the Shackle to follow. That is the death of Sumail. Omar a little bit too late. Not sure he could do anything anyway. Serpent Ward in range of the tower as well with the Nether Blast to follow. So
it's another tower.
More pressure to these tier 1s as Navi's lineup very well equipped to do this. Will there be a deny coming out? No. Riddies gets credit for that. When you have two supports that can do this, such a benefit to your team.
Absolutely. Get the D ward or the Serpent Ward here. GH will take the last hit on that away from Noob. Of course, Noob, never seen him upset. He always smiles even when they're getting stomped, so he's probably happy. He says, "Good job, GH. You deserve that one. You got it. You got me."
A true masochist, I suppose.
A nice polar opposite of Ghost, who generally looks concerned even when they are stomping. He's always a little bit. He's very focused, and Noob is. It's a good dichotomy there they've got going on.
You're really loving that word this tournament.
This is like the first time I say it.
Gets the Boundless Strike to stop the life drain. Decrepify going to try to keep him alive a little bit longer, but that just amplifies the damage of Sumail as his orb rips right through him, and now some pressure to the tier 2. Navi gonna mount a defense, it seems. And that's gonna force NGX back.
Still, they are the ones setting the terms, and I think, historically speaking for this team, for Nigma Galaxy that is, they look on average the best when they have a lead and they have IO. So this is a good, you know, it's a good start. They're not ahead by much, but in terms of just the flow of the map, I feel like they are getting more of the aggression out there and getting the better control. You can see the game in terms of win probability pretty much dead even. Of course, a big part of that is Got the Juice being stupid farmed on the TA. 204 CS at 17 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Not too shabby. A hit by a full 50 over the Morph. But Ghost, I'm not sure if you would agree with this. I think his individual best performances for this team have been on Morph. So they really are tapping into comfort, right? Noob on one of his best.
Command. Uh-oh, Sumail in a lot of trouble. Shackled to death. Serpent Ward used as well to make sure they could get the mid laner of NGX. And another death to Sumail.
2 out of 3 of their kills are on Puck, all heroes.
Yeah, only 3 kills.
Yep.
That is true. Sumail has 5 of the 8 for NGX. Been involved in 6 out of those 8.
We did have, unfortunately for Sumail, we did have a game you and I cast yesterday. He was playing Storm against Liquid and had, arguably from my perspective, one of the worst games he's played at TI. That was just a really rough one.
Yeah.
So hopefully able to bounce back from that. See, 2 deaths in this game. By no means is this at the same level at all as that game was, but you know, you want to see these players bring their best, and you know Sumail is capable of completely taking over games, so probably a good target player to focus. Speaking of focus.
Yep, that's a lot of focus onto... Oh, Decrepify is actually going to keep the Pugna alive, getting a full life drain as well, thanks to Zayats and the Shackle, but here comes the relocate with Sumail and GH, but can they withstand the pressure? Noob gets off the Pulverize, stunning quite a few heroes, but he's going to drop for sure. First to die is him. It's NGX. See if they want to retreat. They get the support in the Pugna, which is what they initially started with. Oh, the Hex. Niku. Get the Jingu stacks as well. Underlook comes with a nice pit of Malice, and Ghost just evaporates. Omar will follow suit as got the juice with a triple kill.
Aptly named. He's got it for sure. Big damage there. Actually, the biggest damage output in that fight was Pugna. Probably a lot of nether ward value there. Guess there is a lot of damage coming. The thing that's interesting here is that even if Pugna does a lot of damage, a lot of it might be inconsequential because of IO, right? You have to look at not just damage done, but you have to look at how bursty it is. IO is exceptionally good against slow damage over time, such as the nether ward. You can just out-heal it with mech, with tether. But yeah, the TA shots, no way. And the morph kill there, easily the grand prize for NAVI.
And now it seems they will get the Tormentor as well.
Yep, no question. And I would argue this is a really important phase of the game for Nigma Galaxy to do well in these fights. When you itemize Crimson Guard on Primal Beast, you're delaying the timing of your hero to be like a teamfight monster. It's much more of a defensive approach. And I don't blame him for buying it here. You're playing against TA and Monkey King. It is very good for your lineup, but you got to get some payoff for it. You got to take fights, because if you just farm, it feels like a waste. But then when you do take those fights, better make sure you get the value and win them. At this point, you know, if this Crimson Guard ends up not really netting them much, you're just delaying the BKB Shiva Refresher, which is an incredible trio of items this game. Against TA Monkey King, you really want to get 2 Pulverizes off. Having armor is amazing. Having healing reduction is amazing against MK and Pugna. So, if this were to be a game where Noob got really farmed, I think he could carry this game as Primal. It does happen on occasion that this hero is the centerpiece, even from the offlane. But Crimson slows you down massively.
And NAVI, 20-minute game, 4K lead already.
Yep.
Not too shabby. Definitely in the driver's seat at the moment with Got the Juice at the front of that vehicle.
Yep.
14K net worth.
Looking for the 21-minute wisdom. Oh, if they find Ghost as well, that would be even better. Good read, though.
And they're actually going to TP in to try to contest this. Noob going to show up. Bushwhack to start things out with the Sharpshooter as well. Hex does come out. This is eventually going to be the death of the roster. He's able to use his Shackle to full duration, as this is going to turn into a full team fight as GH still attached to Ghost, trying to get to the other side. They've already lost their Primal. GH will follow suit, and NAVI get 2 kills and the Wisdom Shrine. They're actually going to continue here? Sumail, he gets bursted! Oh my goodness, as Ghost, all he can do is watch and discuss as Omar trying to help out as well, but he has to be careful as NAVI not scared to push the envelope. They're not punished at all.
Oh, talk about clutching it up. Riddy's there tapping into the force. Gets off the low HP Decrepify and Life Drain onto Zayats, which in turn gives them a full 4.2 second shackle there. If those things don't combine, if the supports don't clutch that up, they're going to lose that fight immediately and the Shrine, but you're going to see the replay here. This just looks like an immediate kill, but gets off the big heal here, and then Decrep, Life Drain, Glimmer, and this full shackle gives Amp plenty of time for Niku to get off a nice Wukong's command. And good focus firing here. Taking down the IO is the best possible start to a fight here for Navi.
I thought this was going too far, but
yeah,
my goodness. I think Sumail was caught off guard too.
yeah, he was not expecting them to go for that boundless.
Especially, I mean, the Pit of Malice misses.
Yeah.
Everything working out though for Navi. 7K lead now, and has got the juice, just continuing to increase this lead. Has the Dessa with 10 stacks already. And now BKB not too far in the future.
And the concern here for Nigma Galaxy, to be sure, is damage issues for the time now. You're playing against Decrepify, you're playing against Life Drain, and you're playing against Refraction. And with the early game going the way that it did, and of course the aforementioned Crimson Guard, your damage is largely sitting on Morph. Puck isn't there yet. Puck has like a really interesting damage graph where you get Witchblade and you're one of the strongest heroes on the map for like 5 to 10 minutes. Then that falls off, and then you're looking at your next, like when you get Octarine Parasma or whatever, then it starts picking up again. Nice little footwork here from Omar.
Oh.
All the way along the outskirts.
Omar wasting a bit of Navi's time, but they still get the Aegis, and they're still in good control of this game number 1. Only a couple hundred gold away. Forgot the juice to finish off that Daedalus.
Dire are scanning.
Wait, is that just a... Wait, what is... Just a casual Demon Edge for now?
He bought MKB.
Oh, he went MKB for a while. Okay.
He saw the Eagle song on Morph, and
Yeah, well...
probably a no-brainer, I think. It also gives the True Strike. It's not that important, but it helps against Hoodwink.
Yeah, that's true.
So a little added value.
So now a tier 2 tower taken out by Navi.
Yeah, they seem very comfortable. They're even going to start knocking on the front door here.
No Serpent War, so this is likely to be a poke.
Puckna is good at this.
Yeah.
So is
No more
TA.
wave.
They're not giving up until more heroes come back.
Yeah, this tower is almost dead. Trap's gonna provide a little extra vision so he can right-click from afar. There's the fortification finally coming in, and well, the wave is not far away. Got the juice, of course, with the Aegis, so nothing to really fear. Now they have a full BKB for Niku. So this looks like a full mounted defense now from NGX. Tower is taken out. Does Navi continue? Looks like that is the case. Got the juice. Will continue to poke now. Uses the Hurricane Pike in retreat, so they'll be happy with that exchange.
I'm not so sure they're backing off just yet. Got the juice is going to push out mid, but I think he'll reconnect, and they're looking for the smoke play. So are Nigma Galaxy, though. This is a pretty crucial fight.
Oh, smoke pop. Sumail first starts out with the silence. As a huge sharpshooter on the Pugna. Is he actually going to stay alive again? Gets off the life drain for a decent amount as Noob in the midst of all of this. There's the Dark Rift, though, and Noob looks like be able to take out Riddies to start things out. Another full shackle onto Noob. Zayas is just doing work as Sumail, super low on HP. Illusory Orb, got the juice, cannot catch up. We'll have to be happy with the 1-for-1 exchange. It's still a support for a core. But Zayas has just been completely dominating on this roster.
Yeah, now that he has the Aether Lens, it's even easier. That was a really long-range shackle, so I can keep a much better positioning. He even picked the Tumbler's toy with cast range as well. So he has an extra 350
Positive medal.
in the cast range.
I mean, the fights are starting on his head, and both him and the Pugna, they survive for so much longer than it seems like it's going to be the case. As Shiva's now online for PMA. Do you ever see, how often do you see Ags on Underlord these days? I feel like the item is crazy.
It's very common after Gleipnir. So since he has the Atos, I do think we might get there. If the game goes long enough, that is.
Yep, nope. All he wants is a creep, but got the juice. Doesn't want to give anything else up.
I do think, though, that previous fight was a really good illustration of the damage problems that Nigma Galaxy have, right? They barely killed the Pugna after dropping everything on him.
Yeah.
So desperately need to get further.
Yeah. Ghost has 600 gold still for his BKB.
Oh, he didn't convert his Eagle. Wait, did his courier die, or did he just not upgrade the Eagle Song? He just didn't.
Yeah, it's just a casual Eagle Song. Sees the MKB, and that's a bit rough.
I do not... That is...
Oh, they're going to be spotted near their base. Boundless Strike connects onto 2 with Wukong's command to follow. Can they get to the other side, though? A bit of an awkward engagement as the Crimson Guard doing a lot of work to keep the Primal alive, to relocate to save him. But still not that much expended from Na'Vi. It's a Wukong's command, and they can still push. Aegis down in 18 seconds, though. Tier 3 tower down. There's the Serpent Ward. Finally, BKB up for Ghost. This has to be defense time for NGX. Looks like they'll get the Serpent Ward, so maybe Na'Vi backs away with this Aegis timing.
One more Nether Blast would do it. This is extremely disciplined if Radius doesn't try to snipe this with a Glimmer Cape. Wow, okay. It's gonna regenerate. I feel like he could have thrown his life away to get a blast in there, but... Okay. Stays for now.
Yeah, very safe for all these young kids. Somebody has been disciplining them. Hey, when's the last team that... I'm trying to think of another team that had so many young players on it. It's 4 out of 5, right, on this Navi squad?
I mean, I guess Spirit at TI-8 had Miposhka.
TI-8, okay.
Right? Or what was Spirit's first TI with Miposhka at the helm? Because I feel like it was Miposhka and I mean, basically the roster that there is now with Mira instead of Rue. Was it TI-9 that was their debut? Because they did do well at their first TI, right? And then they won the next one?
I think it was TI-9. Yeah.
Was it TI-9? I feel like that was Miposhka and the others were like an average of 20 as well or something. I could be wrong though, but...
Well, they're sporting an 11K lead now. And likely to wait for the next Roche. They'll split the map, gain all the farm at your disposal. Got the juice. Will be going for the Daedalus next. He is so ridiculously farm. It feels like the Morph, I mean, yeah, you're down 5K net worth, but hasn't been able to find much impact in the game. The Eagle Song will be turned into a Swift Blink.
Okay. I don't mind it. I don't know if the Butterfly really holds that much value. You're dodging attacks from Monkey King still. He does not have an MKB himself. Ironically, he has let his Templar Assassin pick it up instead of his namesake.
Yeah, true. That should be part of the hero, probably.
Yeah, this hero definitely needs more buffs.
All right, this is going to be a Tormentor play. Oh, it's scanned.
This is such a good area for Monkey King.
Have an idea. This is happening. The jump in from the Primal Beast with his ult. A lot of damage being applied to Got the Juice, but he pops the BKB as Niku gets off his Wukong's command, but he actually ends up on the north side, and now he's going to get destroyed by Ghost in turn. As Noob and Sumail going to work to take out this Pugna as well. So 2 dead in favor of NGX. And PMA kind of left to his own devices now. This is a 4 versus 1. This is eventually going to be his demise as well. So a really good fight for NGX.
Damn. That's big. That's just confidence from Noob. He just BKB blinks in and immediately pulverizes Tia. And I mean, sure, you don't kill her, but you force everything defensive. She did 52 damage in that fight. Immediately, BKBs pikes out and then blinks away, and the rest of her team just left behind. They did get the Tormentor, but that is not worth it.
No, certainly not.
Just look at this commitment here. Getting him to half HP. A little bit of a repeat of what we saw in the previous series game 1, where Tidebound took a Tormentor and then got mega punished by Xtreme.
I'm not sure Niku wanted to travel with his Boundless there.
Yeah, maybe not. Just a little bit of a panic moment. But yeah, this is seems to be a little bit of a trend today that teams are forcing this Tormentor and then paying the price even though they get the shard. Although in that other game it was the team that was trailing.
True.
This time around, the leading team is losing some of that lead.
Oh, did end up going for Butterfly, actually. He keeps changing his mind.
That one fight was enough.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. Maybe seeing the value against Monkey King. After Monkey King buys Crystallis, he knows the MKB on him is not on the way. Maybe that was the piece of information that Ghost needed to change his mind. Or just that extra influx of gold from that fight he just took. He got 2 of the kills. Now, this is not out of the realm of possibility by any stretch of the imagination for Nigma Galaxy. As I mentioned, they are very comfortable playing around this Ghost Morph. And I think if what they're struggling with is ending games, this is probably their highest win rate hero in late game, is Morphling.
It is a good hero
as
late
a
game,
team.
no doubt.
Yeah, other heroes they play are also good in late game. They just somehow don't convert a lot of those. But with Morph, I feel like that's pretty stable. Sumail, not going to find an angle.
Sumail with Lincolns and a newly picked up Nullifier.
Yeah, you need that against Pugna. Morph doesn't want to buy it, get on someone else for his sake. And as expected, Noob queuing up that refresher. He did get a little blade mail just for the...
Oh, this is going to actually show up on their doorstep. And Sumail and company going to turn this to a big old-fashioned team fight. PMA already at half health. Noob gets the onslaught, but he gets hexed instantly. The heal's coming from the Pugna. Not enough to save the one, but it's going to be a trade in all likelihood again for Noob. So 1 for 1, both offlaners dead.
He just didn't use his BKB. He got caught in a full shackle. BKB is ready. Did not expect that he wouldn't be able to get any sort of protection there. But that was the case. It's a 1 for 1 trade of the offlaners, but Navi Junior, excuse me, not Junior. Well, they were Junior, and
I mean,
still are.
In some ways they are.
Yeah.
Very young.
They do get the range barracks for the side of Navi. Navi Junior and Zayats get the racks. Into the pit.
Yeah. Saying that Sumail has to push out that top lane, although the rest of NGX looks like they want to try to contest this.
This is a
Roche
4v4.
already pretty low. Yeah, with no Underlord, of course. Doesn't have the Dark Rift up either at the moment, but this looks like it's going to be a little bit too late. And down goes Rose, got the juice, has the Aegis, and now NGX on the run. Got the juice, wants to get really aggressive. Will change his mind instantly, though.
He has to
two
be
Boomerang
careful.
stacks on him.
He has to be careful when Morph turns into him. It's a really unfair fight for TA when you're fighting another carrier that has refraction. She's complaining about the game being imbalanced. Wants to be the only hero to have that wonderful ability. So doesn't want to play against Morph and doesn't want to play against Rubik because that's just not fun. Immediate smoke move.
Anytime this wave is pushed in, they can Dark Rift and just go for the buildings. Always something that NGX have to worry about. Oh, Courier could be killed. Ultimate Orb will make its way safely as Zayats finds the opening. As Noob has to pop the BKB and retreat.
Nice force Steph. Very quick. They needed to get that distance to prevent the shackle. He does get out, but another successful move for Navi. This one could be bigger.
Yeah, Lincoln's going to help save him. Would have been a really big kill with that gem.
Yeah, very curious which direction Sumail is going to take this build now. Nothing in the quick buy. Could go Octarine, could go Ags.
Navi, again, Aegis advantage. Serpent Ward is up. And now placed. And again, the opening, this time onto Ghost. Already at half health. He's in a lot of trouble. Sumail very, very deep in this, but you can see the damage being applied to the TA. Got the juice in a lot of trouble. Pops the refraction, has that second life, of course. Fortification is now popped as Ghost turns into TA. Using that to his advantage to take out the Serpent Ward. And now got the juice. They have so much at their disposal to be able to get these buildings. The Boomerang's starting to stack. They will get the barracks, so full lane now for Navi. And still with plenty of time on this Aegis, they can reset and try for the bottom lane, which does not have a tower. Feels like a slow bleed right now.
Just like in real life, one snake stronger than 5 man. Guess it depends on which men, but...
Well, it depends on the snake. If it's an anaconda, like, yeah. What are you going to do?
I don't know, if you're 5 people, you could probably find a way.
I don't know about that.
Oh. Well, I think this one is bigger than an anaconda, to be fair.
Yeah, true.
And it looks scarier, too. Navi are not letting up, though. Immediately onto their next play.
Leading the way. Sumail.
Oh.
Zayats was super close. Of course, he does have to get through the Lincolns.
Yeah. Seemed like he blinked into just a little bit of fog there, but yeah, even if
that's
he's
a big
fast.
item for Ghost. This is where he's going to start to really take off. Has the Scotty. All the extra stats to work with.
Yep, and they are trying to get an angle now.
Got the juice, blinks in. He's gonna get pulverized. Remember, this has 2 lives to work with, so just gonna force Steph. And the fact that Noob used his BKB, they're gonna try to reset, but a balance strike connecting on the 2 as Ghost turns into the Monkey King, but the heals coming in from Pugna. Wukong's command finally comes out, the Underlord first to fall. Now the full shackle again onto Noob. Zayats is absolutely obsessed with him as Sumail. Phase shift. Blink out, but the Hex now onto Noob again. He's taking the brunt of the damage. GH tries to connect him, it gets disrupted now, but Niku gets destroyed by Omar, and now the damage being applied to Noob. Finally, the Primal Beast is taken out. As Congregations of the Deep are what it takes to take out Zayats. 3 for 1 in favor of NGX, and got the juice all alone. Attempted TP.
Wow,
He's fine.
he actually gets out of that situation 1v4. That is so big for him to get that escape. It's obviously a great fight for Nigma Galaxy overall, and this time around, I think they leveraged Noob so much better. They're sending him in, he's tanking up a ton of damage. Sure, he dies in the end, but the amount of space that the Primal Beast made in that fight was massive, and of course, Morphling committed his full BKB to killing off Underlord. Well worth it. Get those auras out of it, get all that damage mitigation away from the fight so that you can continue. And I have to say, Shannon, even though they've taken a lane and a half, I'm starting to feel Nigma Galaxy more and more in this. I think this Morph is reaching critical mass and becoming a serious problem for the Navi side. Just one more damage item and Ghost is going to start bursting these heroes. He is, however, queuing up Satanic. I can't say I love that. I feel like when you have Io at your back and you have
overkill.
You have Io at your back and you have Primal Beast playing super space for you.
What
in
would
the
you
fight.
like to see, like a Daedalus or something?
Yeah, get a Daedalus. Get in there and make sure you overwhelm the cores, right? You have TA who you can actually kill very fast once Refraction runs out. With Daedalus, you can maybe even kill Monkey King in the Wukong's command. Satanic feels a tad too defensive. Okay, Noob Seep's unhappy. Guys, 3 for 1 isn't good enough. I said he was always happy. This is the...
I mean, look how big the model is of Primal Beast. It feels like he should never be dying.
Yeah. Maybe he was probably upset at the game rather than his team. He was like, this is bugged.
Yeah, they have 3 Dazun blood rights on the side.
That is really good on Primal, by the way. Once he gets this refresher...
What's his facet? Is
Ferocity. Everyone plays with it. So he has the bigger AoE. The third pulse of Pulverize covers like 2/3 of the screen. With Dazun, for sure.
Well, Navi, do they wait for the next Roche, or will they try to poke again?
Seems like they're in a hurry. Have a reservation at the nearby pickleball court.
That's so random. They have the Roche banner, as Ghost is going to use this time. Take... Oh, GH, careful now.
I guess
he will
the
be
shard.
rewarded with the shard, okay.
So that's the tether damage. Pretty useless, to be honest. I don't think GH is ever really being in an offensive position here.
Okay, Serpent Ward placed. They're going to be able to take this out pretty fast, though.
And as long as you do this on melee Rex, I don't think Nigma Galaxy care that much. This is going to regenerate. So the next attack onto this barracks, it heals 5 HP per second, so that's 300 a minute, right? So in 3 minutes, it's full HP again. And with the cooldown on Snake being 2 minutes, well, you're not really making much progress like that.
Yeah, he's going towards the refresher, though.
Yeah, then he'll get it.
So easy.
That is a pretty meaningful win condition here for the side of Navi, to be honest.
Yeah, it does feel like there's a... I mean, that's going to come in the next 6-7 minutes.
And I feel like win or lose, Nigma Galaxy might actually ban Shaman next game. Looking at how Navi win their games and Zayats' overall player profile, it was the same when, I believe it was in a Valachia, I saw him play. He was almost only playing Shaman and Lion. Just really likes these Blink Hex heroes, and if you're going to ban one of them, you're absolutely taking out Shaman in a pro game. Specifically because that large Serpent Ward has just made such a big dent in their base this game. if Shaman was lying, I think Nigma Galaxy wouldn't have lost Barracks at all. The Serpent Ward has been the reason.
Yep, that's true.
BKB now for PMA. That's a big pickup. Should allow him to stand his ground way more against the Morphling, mitigating a lot of the other damage. And of course, giving him the repositioning tool of just putting down a pit and walking away, waddling. I would love to see him get an Ags when he has to Zune Blood right. I just want to see it, man.
I know. I
want to
feel
see
like
Gleipnir
I
Ags.
must be overrating this because I feel like I rarely see it. It's like a very, it feels like a luxury item in pro games.
Yeah.
But Gleipnir Ags, yeah, and Zune Blood right, that is insane. I mean, it's a global route. It's got to be good.
Yeah, I mean, Prophet supports by Ags for similar reasoning.
Well, NGX grouping up in the bot lane. Not going to find anybody here. And this next Rosh does feel quite pivotal.
Yes.
If NAVI can get it, I know they have a 10k lead, but doesn't necessarily feel like it. Feels more like the lane advantage is carrying them at the moment.
I would agree with that sentiment. I feel like this game is pretty even. So if the Aegis could somehow go on the side of Nigma Galaxy, it's going to be very difficult for Navi to push at least for those 5 minutes. And if Navi themselves get it, not necessarily a guaranteed lane at this point either. It would have been a couple of things that gone a little bit differently. Felt a lot safer with this third Aegis, but probably not going to be enough to just win out immediately.
Yep, Rosh not quite up yet. Another minute or so, potentially, to spawn. Is he actually going for Divine this early? Oh, it's going to be Nullifier. Okay. I saw the Sacred Relic Demon Edge, like,
There it is. Nullifier for Niku. So what can he get rid of? Io Ghost Scepter is pretty good to get rid of. That's probably the... Is there really anything else he's countering with this? Wait, sorry, am I misreading this? Wait, who got the Nullifier?
Tower is under attack.
yeah, that's true. They do have 5 BKBs. As there is the big item for Noob.
Oh, he did get it. Okay, I was just seeing
Refresher.
things.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So what are you nullifying except Ghost Scepter on Io?
Radiant are scanning.
Force Staff and Hoodwink, I guess? There isn't much for a nullifier this
Not
time
a
around.
ton, yeah.
Crimson Guard. Might actually make a really big difference to remove Crimson. That's probably a big consideration here for Niku.
All right, Rosh is up. And this is going to be a fight and a half. But Navi have the advantage of they can just wait around, wait for these lanes to push. Of course, NGX do have Io at their disposal, so they can deal with it.
Yeah.
And they do have global presence on both sides with the Underlord on Navi.
Yeah, these refreshers are starting to be really big, though. I say these. I thought Shaman was going to go for it, but when he went for the BKB instead, he's obviously delaying it massively.
Yeah.
So the only refresher in the game, as a matter of fact, is on Noob. And if he can find 2 pulverizes back-to-back, that is a potential fight winner on any core. Of course, he's not level 25 yet for that incredible talent. The 67% increased pulverize duration. Whenever you see a number like that, you just know it was higher and got nerfed. It's like, there's no way that was the first version of this. It used to be double, which was crazy. And now it's 2/3 longer, which is crazy.
And when you refresh, how does that work with the AoE? It just stacks additively?
Hang on, how is it
Because then
exactly
it's just,
ferocity?
it literally takes up the whole screen at that
It
point.
increases your AoE for 15 seconds, so yeah.
That's, that's pretty insane.
It is crazy.
All right, they know they're going for Rosh now. Bottom lane. Being dealt with a bit by an illusion from the Morph.
Just occurred to me that Roshan Roshan's roar kind of sounds like Primal Beast, so maybe it's a mating call. Primal Beast very quickly
Yeah, we'll see
reacted
if
to that.
Noob wants to get involved.
Yeah.
Oh, you can see Zayat's on the bot lane showing himself. Going to be pushing in slightly, waiting for the creeps to push in, and then maybe going for a Serpent Ward play on the barracks. That'll only be the second lane, so it's not like it's for Megas. It's Ghost. He wants to go for Roche instead. Traps inside the pit.
They don't give vision, though.
Got the juice at the ready.
I don't know.
Are they actually going to sneak this Roche right under their noses? Yes. NGX gets it. That is unreal.
That's really, really big for this game that they get that for free. Zayat's finally going to drop this thing.
No,
it's too late
Yeah,
now.
this is too late.
Man, that was a little bit disconnected. If Navi could have pulled off this play, say, 15 or 20 seconds earlier, that could have actually been difficult for Nigma Galaxy to weigh their options here with this bot lane under siege, but
wow,
like
that
this,
is a huge shift now.
that cost them nothing, and now the snake is on cooldown, so now you don't even need to worry about that if you make a move yourself now.
Radiant are scanning.
You couldn't have asked for a better situation if you're a Nigma Galaxy fan. That was basically everything for free.
Gifted.
Yep.
Navi maybe showing some of their inexperience on the big stage here on the road to TI. And now in the cover of smoke is NGX. Jumping in is Noob with the Pulverize. They want to get rid of this Pugna. The Nullifier applied to him right now as well. Trample doing a decent amount. A second Pulverize. He's still not going to die. Noob is actually taking more damage than the Pugna. Actually dies to the Pugna. And now Niku inside the Wukong's command. Boundless Strike. Not going to be able to get the kill he was looking for. His Ghost super low on HP. Turns into Monkey King. Gets the Boundless Strike to the other side. Is Zayas with the Hex. Do they have the control? Yes. The Shackle. Do they have the damage? Got the juice. Make sure of that. Life number 1. Pit analysis to start things out. Ghost saving his BKB for this moment. Waveforms away. Omar in the vicinity. Is there going to be a buyback for Io? Can he get the relook in time? Nullifier applied to the Morphling. But the Boundless Strike is there. That is the death of Ghost. No more Morphling for 90. Does have buyback though. As they find the opening onto Omar as well. Pit of Malice holds him in place. That is a dead Hoodwink. And just like that, NGX crumbling.
Navi with the 5D chest of giving them the Roche so that they can team wipe them outside their base.
Double buyback now from NGX. They still do not have Noob. Does not have his buyback. 30 seconds they have to wait. This melee barracks likely to fall. And only one more remaining on the bot side of the map.
Radiant's middle barracks are
And fortification is popped. Serpent Ward placed as well. They have to deal with this. They got to pick and choose which lane to defend. It looks like it's going to be bot.
That's the extra HP now.
That is a
lot of
gigantic Serpent Ward. And they're going to jump in. I got the juice. Get the Boundless Strike as well, but they're going to use the Lotus, it looks like, to heal Ghost. Or maybe that was the cheese, in fact.
Mid-racks, it's Megas.
Mid-racks down. Mega creep secured for Navi.
Wow, that is... that is just symptomatic of some of these Nigma Galaxy late games. It's just... How was that the result of them getting a free Roche? That's just crazy.
That is unreal.
They had 2 full pulverizes on a Pugna, and they didn't kill it.
Yeah.
So it just seems very, very disconnected. Like, you would expect, if Noob is going to go in and commit hard on that, where's the Morphling? Like, why are you not together just tag teaming and killing someone immediately and building a fight around that?
Yeah,
they must have been on totally different pages.
Well, I'm not sure how close he was in that fight, but he never used BKB until his second life, right? And that was after his whole team had died. So, yeah, definitely not on the same page, for sure.
We get our wish, Shannon. He's got Ags on Underlord. Now we just need the Gleipnir to see those big rings. Draw a Venn diagram.
Yes, please. Are we going to see the refresher Rasta? It's only 3k into it, so...
Now he got a shard as well. Now he can cast Firestorm on allies.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's actually quite decent. Just throw it on the Monkey King or the TA when they go in.
Yep, solid shard.
Also increases the damage.
Speaking of shards, Moon Shard forgot the juice. And he's fully decked out. I don't know what you do from here.
Well,
Ags, I guess.
Ags, yeah.
Which... That's more global presence for the Navi side.
And why not? You gotta use your gold for something, right? I guess you could buy a Moonshot from Monkey King. It's either that or you get X. I don't know. I suppose you could also get Refresher. and do some switcheroo with your BKB, pop BKB, swap in refresher. That's probably better. Now Sumail finally getting an Aghanims. I mean, this puck is coming online in a big way now, level 25 and Ags, but it just feels a little bit too late. Just too little too late with that one fight outside the base.
Yeah, and
they were making it
the
exciting.
real issue is the buyback situation.
Yeah.
0 on NGX and all 5 for NAVI, so they can throw 10 bodies at this. And Sumail, Boundless struck. Can take a ton of damage here. Is he just dead? He is! Just like that, no buyback at all, and now Ghost with the BKB in full retreat. GH can't do too much to help him. Is mitigating a ton of damage. Finally tethers, but this is just over. NAVI taking game 1, which it looked like theirs for a long time, and then NGX coming back with a vengeance in that one fight, but literally within 2 minutes, it was just given back right up to NAVI again.
Man, what a shame. Like, not at all about the result. That's not it. I wanted more in this late game.
Yeah.
I was like, this is getting